Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Hope everyone's doing well on this Friday or whenever you watch this video. And we're going to bring you some title bout championship boxing, a fight simulation between two heavyweight champions, Tunney and Joe Frazier. Tunney defeated Jack Dempsey for the heavyweight title, and Joe Frazier, well, he had many great bouts with Muhammad Ali. 3 to be in fact. Tunney, his record was 65 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, 48 by knockout. Most of those knockouts, though, came when he was a light heavyweight. Joe Frazier, 32 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, 27 knockouts. In those 4 defeats for Joe Frazier, he actually only lost to 2 men. He lost twice to Muhammad Ali and twice to George Foreman. His draw came, he had a draw with Jumbo Cummings when he came out of retirement in the early 80s and then promptly went back into retirement. Tunney is a boxer and has a control factor of an 11 versus a slugger. And the control factor in this game determines how the bout goes in the round. Who has control? Frazier, a slugger, has a control factor of a 13 versus a boxer. So Frazier bode much better against a boxer in the statistical opinions of this game and the simulation than against a slugger. So we shall move on. And let's just show you. Frazier has the distinct advantage in power, 76 to 38. This is all out of 100. Endurance, both fighters come in at tip-top shape, 100 out of 100. Tunney is an excellent defensive fighter. He has a -6 defense, which is outstanding. And you can see his defense is 100 out of 100. With Joe Frazier, you can't hit him. He's a pressure fighter. He's 50 out of 100. Hand speed also goes in the favor of Tunney, 87 out of 100. Though Joe Frazier's no slouch, 79 out of 100. And tactical skills, meaning how well do they follow the instructions from their corners, both men, 71 out of 100. Let's move on to the fight. I'll be calling the fight. The computer will be simulating the fight. In Tunney's corner, his trainer is Frank Bagley, cutman Bill Gibson. Joe Frazier's trainer, Yank Durham, cutman Freddie Brown. Johnny Addy's the ring announcer. The bout will be held outside at Yankee Stadium. Referee Tony Perez. All the judges are from the United States of America: Harold Lederman, Artie Idella, and Frank Brunetti. The title bout ringside expert, Javier Aguirre Flores. And here we move to the bout. We're at Yankee Stadium. It's a packed house. This would be a mega fight. Tunney versus Joe Frazier. Tunney, 65 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw, 48 knockouts versus Smokin' Joe Frazier, 32 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, 27 knockouts. Tunney weighing in approximately 192 pounds. Joe Frazier coming in at a tip-top 208. Both men in tremendous shape. As we wait for the bell in round number 1. And there's the bell for round number 1. Both fighters move to the center of the ring, but Tunney is circling, trying to keep Frazier at bay with his jab. Frazier continually pressuring, trying to get inside. Tunney is trapped in Frazier's corner, and Frazier rips body shots. Tunney is stunned by those punches and moves back into his corner. Frazier continues to try to press and keep Tunney in the corner. Tunney trying to keep him off. The corner is telling Frazier to pour it on. Now Tunney moves to the center of the ring and rips a combination, catching Frazier cleanly. Both fighters scoring well early on. Frazier again digs that left hand to the body, trying to wear Tunney down. He'll work the body. And now a solid left hook to the head. Tunney is badly hurt. Frazier looking to follow up. Hooks to the head and body by Frazier. Tunney staggered in the center of the ring. Frazier trying again to apply the pressure. Tunney trying to find distance. Frazier moving forward, misses with a huge left hook. Tunney trying to jab and move away, but doesn't land. Counter right hand by Frazier. Blocked. Now both fighters probing for an opening. Frazier looking to land that one more big punch as we come towards the end of round number 1. And there is the bell. That was a huge Joe Frazier round, folks. He landed a lot of good left hooks to the head and body. Go to the unofficial scorecard. Title Belt Boxing gives it 10-9 to Frazier. I agree with that. He landed a lot of tremendous punches to the head and body, looking to wear down Gene Tunney, and staggered him in the center of the ring. Tunney was able to use his guile and skill to elude further damage. Let's go to the Gene Tunney corner. We have Frank Bagley, the trainer, and cutman Bill Gibson. No real damage to Tunney. Now over to the Joe Frazier corner. We have Yank Durham and Freddie Brown. Again, that was a tremendous round for Joe Frazier against Tunney. Yank Durham and Freddie Brown were very happy. So we're coming up on round 2. Both fighters off their stool, move to the center of the ring. Again, Tunney wants to stay in the center of the ring, trying to move laterally, blocking that Frazier cross. Bagley yelling encouragement. 2 very good jabs there by Gene Tunney. That's what he has to do. Jab and move away. Jab and move away, and then hit him with the counter right. Again, action in the center of the ring. Frazier trying to get on the inside, and Tunney ties him up. He doesn't want a repeat of the first round. Again, Frazier trying to move in, but he's being kept off balance by the Tunney movement. And now Tunney rips a tremendous combination to the head. Rapid punches in rapid succession. It's been all Tunney here with 1:33 to go. And now Frazier lands a booming left hook. Tunney is stunned. Backs up a bit. Frazier moving forward. Landing again to the head and body. Tunney tries to hang on, but Frazier pushes him away. Under a minute to go here in round 2. Tunney looking for an opening. He blocks those Frazier punches there. The action is slowed down a bit. Tunney trying to get his bearings. Frazier trying to press forward. Neither fighter throwing much right now. 20 seconds left to go here in round 2. Both fighters circling. More Frazier chasing. Now he tries to pin Tunney in the corner. Again, Frazier rips a left hook. Tunney blocks it. 5 seconds left in the round. And Frazier digs a shot to the rib cage as the bell sounds. So after a quick start by Gene Tunney, Joe Frazier comes back very well. And I believe he took round 2. Again, he stunned Tunney to the head with his big left hook, and then nailed him to the rib cage towards the end of that round. Tunney goes back to his corner, Frazier back to his. Let's go to the scorecard. And Title Bout Boxing, the unofficial score, has it 10-9 Frazier. He's now up 20-18 after 2. He's been able to hurt Tunney in each of the first 2 rounds. Tunney was slightly more active in round 2, but still did not prevail. We move to the Gene Tunney corner, and Frank Bagley is trying to pump up Tunney. Give him, you gotta let your hands go, he's saying. Keep that distance. No marks or abrasions on Tunney yet. Now over to the Frazier corner. Yank Durham and Freddie Brown very happy with the work that Smokin' Joe Frazier's done so far. He's taken the first 2 rounds in their eyes, my eyes, and the title belt boxing experts' eyes. They want him to be more active though, but Gene Tunney's a very good defensive fighter. We head to round 3. Tunney's going to fight on the outside offensively, and so is Frazier looking to counter him, which is kind of strange, and Frazier misses. No, he does just graze him with that countering right hand. That was a sneaky right cross he landed. Frazier spins Tunney into the corner and nails him with left hooks to the body and head, and those shots hurt Tunney. He's trapped in the corner. Frazier trying to follow up. Tunney trying to parry those blows. He does. And Tunney lands a soft 1-2, but still in that corner. Frazier looking to get his punches off on the inside. Tunney pecks away with his jab, keeping Frazier off balance there, blocking the left hook. Lands another quick combination, but he's on the ropes. Frazier trying to load up. Hasn't been able to land anything. Now he retreats in the corner. Big left hook missed by Joe Frazier. Tunney was unable to counter. A minute to go in the bout. Another good block by Tunney, and Tunney quickly counters with 2 quick snapping jabs. This has been the best Tunney has fought so far. Under a minute to go. Frazier retreats back to his own corner, comes forward, and Tunney grabs him. And now Frazier pulls him back towards the ropes. Tunney pushes Frazier away. Lands a 1-2 on Frazier. Not really hurting Frazier, but they're scoring. Frazier snaps Tunney's head back with a left hook. Now with a jab and a left hook. And there is the bell as Tunney misses the countering right, as the bout moved towards the center of the ring. Tunney fared quite well in that round, but Frazier, in my opinion, stole it at the end. Again, Frazier hurt Tunney. He has hurt Tunney in each of the first 3 rounds. I have it 3 rounds to none for Smokin' Joe Frazier. Let's go to the title belt boxing card. Unofficial, of course. And they have Frazier up 30-27 in rounds 3 to none. We move to the Gene Tunney corner. And Frank Bagley, the trainer, and Bill Gibson, the cutman, very concerned. They know Tunney has lost these first 3 rounds, in their opinion. They're telling him he has to pick up the pace. Not fight on the inside, but let his hands go more. But Frazier has been tenacious, relentless with his pressure. Tunney was able to keep him off balance more. Now we move to the Joe Frazier corner with Yank Durham and Freddie Brown. Again, they're very happy with the work that Smokin' Joe is doing. They tell him to keep working the body, keep working the body. That left hook has been an educated one. It has found Tunney many times in this fight so far. We await the start of round 3. Both fighters getting last-second instructions. And we see at ringside we have D. Scott Howard. How are you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. So here we go with the start of round 4, excuse me. And here's round 4. Frazier quickly off his stool. Tunney trying to get to that center of the ring, and Frazier pulls him back into the corner and lands a tremendous combination to the head and body with a left hook to the head. Tunney is reeling from those shots, but he lands a 1-2 counter. Not much on it, but they were scoring blows. Again, Tunney trying to keep distance. Frazier comes in. Tunney quickly ties him up. They're wrestling. The referee breaks them. Tunney trying to get his pacing going, trying to keep Frazier out of a rhythm. Big blows by Frazier, missed by, but he landed that one. Good left hook on Tunney's chin. Again, Tunney unable to let his punches go. Just a lot of power here. Tunney rips a couple of shots to the body, trying to slow down Smokin' Joe Frazier, who's coming forward, bobbing and weaving, dipping and diving. Again, Tunney moving, trying to keep distance. Lots of lateral movement by Gene Tunney. Big left hook over the head of Tunney. Tunney lands another countering. 1-2 there. Tunney forced back to the ropes. Frazier trying to rip his shots, but Tunney gets off first. 20 seconds to go here in round 4. It's been a slight Tunney round. Right hand blocked by Frazier. And now Frazier with a tremendous combination. Tunney stuck on the ropes. He is badly hurt. It was not enough time for Frazier to follow up, though. Another Joe Frazier round here in round 4. He stole it at the end. That was Gene Tunney's best round. He's possibly even winning it. But Frazier continually pressure, and finally landed the big blows towards the end of the round. Tunney was much more offensive in that round as he tried to keep distance, but he let his hands go as Frazier just kept pressing, trying to get on the inside, rip those shots. We move to the Gene Tunney corner, but before that, let's see the title bout boxing card. Another round in the bank for Joe Frazier. Title bout unofficial scoring now has him up 40-36 over Gene Tunney. That is 4 rounds to 0. Now to the Tunney corner with Frank Bagley and Bill Gibson. They're telling Tunney more of that, more of that. They feel their man won the round. I don't. I thought Frazier pulled it out at the end. Still no abrasions or swelling. Frazier is able to bull Tunney around. And again, they're going over strategy. They want Tunney to stay on the outside, let his hands go, tie up on the inside. They don't want a repeat performance as they saw against Jack Dempsey, though Tunney did beat Dempsey twice. Dempsey was able to drop him, though. We now move to the Joe Frazier corner with Yank Durham and Freddie Brown. They're putting the grease on Frazier's face, but nothing wrong with Frazier. He still looks very good. They're telling him, stay on the inside. Again, work the body. They want to slow down Tunney and try to take him out in the later rounds. Both fighters are starting to get off their stool. As we approach the beginning of round 5, Gene Tunney has to turn this bout around. In my opinion, he's lost the first 4 rounds here. Tunney has never really been able to get into a rhythm. Here's round 5, both fighters off their stool. And it's Frazier who meets Tunney quickly in the center of the ring, trying to press him back, and he lands tremendous shots to the head and body. Tunney is dazed. He is reeling from those shots. Frazier trying to follow up. Tunney moving, hands up, parrying away the blows. Again, Frazier lands a 1-2, but not as hard. Tunney trying to regain his feet and senses. Frazier rips 2 solid left hooks to the body, up to the head. He misses with that one. Tunney is again shaken. Again, a good shot by Joe Frazier, pressing Tunney back towards the ropes, jabbing to the head and body. Tunney with a countering right, with nothing on it. It's a scoring blow, but does not stop Joe Frazier. 2 quick jabs by Gene Tunney, but Frazier continues to bob and weave and come forward, looking to land the blows to the head and body. And now another 2 quick snapping jabs. As Tunney seems to have regained some senses. Another quick combination by Gene Tunney. Frazier misses with his. Quick scoring blows by Tunney. Under a minute to go here in round 5. The crowd is in a frenzy here at Yankee Stadium. Tremendous shot. How Tunney is on his feet is unknown. That left hook really left him reeling. Another couple of combinations. Frazier pouring it on. Under 20 seconds to go here in round 5. Tunney lands a quick 1-2. And Frazier clutches his side and tries to grab. Tunney pushes him off. Follows up with another 1-2. And there is the bell. What an action round here at round 5 at Yankee Stadium. The fans are on their feet. Tunney rallied towards the end of the round, but was it enough? On some scorecards it might have been, but not for me. That was a close round, and I give it to Frazier. Let's go to the unofficial title bout scoring. They also give it to Frazier in rounds. They have it 5 rounds Frazier, 0 to Tunney. 10-point must system. 50-45 for Joe Frazier. Though that was the first time Gene Tunney was able to stun Joe Frazier in this bout. Frazier has stunned him and staggered him in every round. Now to the Tunney corner. Bagley is telling Tunney, you gotta let your hands go more. And again, they think their man won that round. I do not. No abrasions or swelling or cuts of any significance on Gene Tunney, as they're lathering up the grease on him, rubbing up his arms, giving him a sip of water. He spits it out. We will now move to the Joe Frazier corner with Yank Durham and Freddie Brown. Some concern in that corner. They saw their man Joe Frazier staggered after staggering Tunney. But Tunney was unable to follow up towards the end. Just didn't have enough time. Frazier, though, was always pressing. He got caught with some hard, clean shots, but continued to come forward. Both fighters getting final instructions as they come off their stool. As we head to round 6, Gene Tunney definitely has to start turning the momentum of this fight around. Round 6, here at Yankee Stadium, packed house. The crowd is abuzzed. Here's the bell for round 6. Frazier quickly off the stool, trying to get to the center of the ring and push Tunney back. Tunney trying to establish his jab, but that Frazier pressure has just kept Tunney out of a rhythm. And Frazier again is first with his punches. A 1-2-3 combination. All 3 punches land. Tunney moving laterally, pawing with that jab, looking to counter with the right hand. Frazier, his punches are parried away, and there's the counter by Tunney. Well, 1-2. They're scoring blows. Didn't hurt Frazier, though. He continues to move forward. Tunney trying to dart in and out and land his punches, but now mostly moving laterally. Tunney retreats to the corner. Frazier pressing forward. Frazier leaps in with a hook, but does not land it. He is countered! He is countered by a vicious combination. Frazier goes down. Tony Perez picks up the count. It's now at 2. Frazier tries to clear his head. Perez reaches 4. 5. Frazier moving towards his knees. It's at 6. Will he get up? 7. 8. Frazier's up at the count of 8. Frazier trying to pin Tunney against the rope and trying to get his breath back. Tunney trying to finish him off. Tunney moving forward, letting his hands go. Frazier moves back to the corner. Again, Tunney trying to dart in and out and land his punches. Tremendous shots! Frazier is again stunned by that uppercut. He is reeling. Tunney, not a huge puncher, but now has Frazier marked up, landing 2 solid jabs. Frazier trying to cover up. He's dipping and diving. He is badly hurt. Tunney trying to finish him here in round 6. What a turnaround. Again, Frazier moving away. Tunney pressing forward. Turnabout is fair play. 2 seconds. And there is the bell. A huge round for Gene Tunney. He dropped Joe Frazier as Frazier leaped in with a hook and was countered by a quick combination, and down he went. He did get up at the 8 count, but Tunney continued to press forward. The best that Gene Tunney could. It was more darting in and out, and then when he really thought he had Frazier hurt, he tried to maintain the pressure. Frazier was able to survive the round, but he is in bad shape. And that's the turnabout that Gene Tunney and his corner and his fans want. This fight is a new one right now, after Frazier dominated basically the first 5 rounds. Let's go to the scorecard. That's going to be a 10-8 round in my opinion for Tunney. And it is. In rounds it's 5 rounds to 1. But on the scorecard it's now 58 Frazier, 55 Tunney, as he has cut the gap and scored the first knockdown. Who would have thought that? So just like in the Jack Dempsey fight, where Tunney dropped Dempsey, he now drops Frazier. But can he come back and win? Still trailing on the scorecards. We move to the Tunney corner, and they're very excited. Bagley and Gibson are. The fans are going crazy here at Yankee Stadium. And they're saying, Gene, that's what you have to do. Gene, the fighting Marine. They're telling him, you got to do that. Tunney really let his hands go, and he finally got into a rhythm. And when he caught Frazier, he caught him flush, and down went Joe Frazier. Or as Howard Cosell would say, down goes Frazier. Now we move to a very concerned Joe Frazier corner. Yank Durham and Freddie Brown. And Freddie Brown working feverishly on the swelling around the left eye. Yank Durham wants Frazier to get on the inside. I mean, that's basically the only way he knows how to fight. Apply the pressure, let his hands go. Frazier in tremendous shape. They want him to continue to get back to ripping that body as he did in the first 5 rounds. Again, you can see Freddie Brown trying to apply the pressure with the end swell to keep that swelling down. That's going to hamper Joe Frazier. Tunney with very quick hands. And what you can't see, you can't defend against. As we move forward to round 7, can Gene Tunney continue that tremendous momentum from round 6? Frazier a little slower off his stool. Tunney with more of a spring in his step. And here we go to round 7. The bell sounds. Tunney quickly moves to the center of the ring, looking to press. Now he goes back to moving. Now Frazier coming forward, trying to fight on the inside. Tunney moving away, fighting offensively on the outside. Tunney moving, but he's caught by a left hook, and that was a good solid shot. Though Tunney took it better than normal than he did in the earlier rounds. Again, Frazier coming forward. Tunney landing the 1-2. Darting in and out. Lateral movement by Gene Tunney. Frazier's vision is being hampered. Right hand by Frazier lands. Tunney backs towards the rope. Frazier pressing forward, looking to land that big go-home left hook. Frazier dipping, diving, bobbing, weaving. Tunney moving away. Frazier, big left hook misses. And that was an inch away from sending Tunney down to his pants for sure. Under a minute to go here. Frazier and Tunney jockeying for position. Not a lot of action. Frazier bobbing, trying to get underneath that Tunney jab. Trying to come up, and he does, landing a 1-2-3 combination. Again, Tunney dangerously close to those ropes. He seems to be in trouble. Frazier tries to work to the body. Tunney parries it away. 20 seconds left here in round 7. Good comeback round for Joe Frazier. Again, Tunney moves to the center of the ring, parrying Frazier blows. Lands a quick double jab. 5 seconds, and there's the bell. An excellent comeback round for Joe Frazier. Tunney was not able to capitalize on the momentum he had in round 6. With the knockdown, Frazier, that was a very good round. He continually applied the pressure. Plowing forward, dipping, diving, landing his punches, keeping Tunney off balance and out of rhythm. And when you keep a fighter off balance and out of rhythm, you're going to land more punches than they are. We go to the unofficial scorecard for title bout boxing. I give that round to Frazier. So do they. So that's a comeback round for Frazier. In rounds, it's 6-1. In the 10-point must system, Joe Frazier 68, Gene Tunney 64. Let's go to the Tunney corner. And Frank Bagley, the trainer, is really trying to motivate Tunney. Not that Tunney's not trying his best. He is just really, he could not capitalize after knocking down Joe Frazier in round 6. Frazier had an excellent comeback round and basically dominated that round. Telling Gene, let your hands go. 1-2s. They wanted to throw a lot of jabs, followed up with the occasional cross. And if Joe Frazier dips down, try to hit him with that uppercut combination, that dropped him. Still no real abrasions other than the slight normal abrasions you have in a boxing match for Gene Tunney, so he's not bad for the wear and tear. Over to the Joe Frazier corner. Let's see how that swollen eye is. Yank Durham giving Frazier instructions. Freddie Brown working on that swelling, and he's done a fairly decent job. He's got it down to 29%. It was 34% before. But Frazier didn't take much punishment in that round. He dished it out. Again, last-minute instructions for both fighters in their corners as they start to get off their stools. We approach round 8. There's the bill for round 8. Frazier is quickly off his stool. He gets to the center of the ring and tries to push Tunney back. Tunney trying to parry away Frazier. Frazier charges forward. Tunney avoids him. Ole! Big left hook missed by Frazier. Excellent defense there by Tunney, but Tunney does not counter. The constant pressure. Tunney trying to work the angles with Frazier. Press, press, press. He's not throwing punches, but neither is Tunney. Tunney trying to slide side to side. Frazier now forcing Tunney back into the corner, and Tunney grabs onto him and he spins him. The referee separates them. Under 2 minutes to go and no significant blows have been landed. Frazier misses with a big right hand and Tunney counters with 2 quick jabs. 1:30 to go here in round 8. Tunney backs away to the center of the ring, and as he does, is nailed with a tremendous left hook. Tunney's knees buckle. Can Frazier follow up here? But Tunney quickly counters with another 1-2 combination. Though Frazier's left hook was much harder, and the swelling has increased, and Frazier lands another thudding left hook. Tunney is in trouble. Backing up. Frazier trying to move forward. Tunney, and down goes Gene Tunney as he's trying to parry away the blows. The huge left hook dropped Tunney. Perez starts the count. He picks it up
2
at 2.
3.
Tunney still on his back. Frazier in the neutral corner. 4. 5. Tunney is up at the count of 5. He'll take the mandatory 8 count.
6. 7.
Tunney trying to clear his head. There's the mandatory 8 count. Frazier comes racing out after him. Trying to finish it here in round 8. Both fighters scoring knockdowns now. Frazier landing tremendous blows to the head and body. Tunney is shaken, trying to hold on and parry the punches. Frazier forces Tunney back. Now Tunney comes forward and pushes Frazier away. 10 seconds left in this round. 5 seconds. Frazier misses with those big blows. And the bell sounds. What a huge round for Joe Frazier, dropping Gene Tunney with a thudding left hook. A la when he dropped Muhammad Ali in the fight of the century at Madison Square Garden. The crowd is going crazy here at Yankee Stadium. We move to the Tunney corner where they're feverishly working on him, applying the ice to the back of the neck, trying to revive their fighter. He is very stunned. He was up at the count of 5, took the mandatory 8 count, but those were tremendous shots he has taken from Joe Frazier. Both fighters scoring knockdowns in this fight. Before we go to the Frazier corner, let's go to the scorecard. So Tunney scores the knockdown in round 6. Frazier scores the knockdown in round 8. It's 7 rounds to 1 if you're scoring by rounds for Joe Frazier, in my eyes, and the Title Out Boxing scorecard. Totally unofficial. On the 10-point must system, Joe Frazier 78, Gene Tunney 72. And now we go to a very excited Joe Frazier corner, calm but excited. Let's see how Freddie Brown's working on that eye. He's got it down to 27% now. So each round he has been able to bring it down slightly. They have to keep that swelling down, as Gene Tunney has an educated jab. They are very happy in the Frazier corner, and they want their man to finish him off. They think of Frazier, they're telling him, work the body, work the body. We should be able to get him in a few rounds. Freddie Brown giving tremendous encouragement as he's working on the eye to Joe Frazier. Freddie Brown a little more emotional than Yank Durham. And now let's quickly check the conditions. As Tunney is tiring, he's carrying his hands low, as you can see. He's not fatigued, but the tremendous shots to the body and the arms that Frazier's landing has caused Tunney to carry his hands low as he's trying to protect his body from all the body punching. As you can see, Joe Frazier has that left eye swelling. Joe Frazier has more endurance left. Tunney has been wearing down. Frazier's been able to wear him down. As we get ready for round number 9, can Tunney turn it around? Here's the bell for round 9. And Tunney's it looks like he's coming out to try to stop Joe Frazier. Both fighters are going to bang in the center of the ring. I don't know if it's a good idea for Tunney. And Tunney lands a vicious combination with an uppercut to end it. Frazier is staggered. Tunney unbelievably coming forward. Durham yelling at Frazier to hold on. Frazier is badly stunned. And if Tunney had the power of a George Foreman, he would have dropped Joe Frazier just like Foreman did with the uppercut in Jamaica. And again, Tunney moves forward, but those jabs are blocked, but those two jabs aren't. Tunney trying to load up now. He's pressing and pushing Frazier back. He needs to change the momentum here. 2 minutes to go in the round. That swelling on Joe Frazier's eye is getting worse. Tunney rips to the head and body. Frazier trapped in his corner. He's still stunned from the initial combination. Now Frazier comes back with a soft counter right hand. Doesn't move Tunney. Tunney's staying right there. Tunney misses with a huge right hand. Now Frazier lands a thudding left hook, and that stops Tunney in his tracks. Tunney trying to hold him off now, and he keeps Frazier pinned in. Unbelievable. The Fighting Marine showing tremendous heart and determination. 1 minute to go here. Frazier's eye is getting ugly. Both fighters need to take a breather here. Tunney lands a 1-2 combination as he backs up towards the center of the ring. Frazier presses forward. 30 seconds left here in round number 9. It's been Gene Tunney so far. Tunney and Frazier tie up. Perez breaks them. 23 seconds left here in round number 9. 15 seconds left in round number 9. Frazier lands a 1-2. Not much on it though for Joe. 5 seconds. Tunney with a countering 1-2, and that might win him the round there. As the bell sounds for round number 9, Tunney came out to try to stun and knock out Frazier, and he did it early and continually pressed Frazier. And if Tunney had the power of a George Foreman, he would have dropped him just like Foreman did to Frazier in Jamaica when he won the title. He dropped Frazier 6 times. But Tunney, even though he has 48 knockouts, as you can see, most of those knockouts came when he was a light heavyweight. And probably one of the greatest light heavyweights in boxing history, though he never fought for the light heavyweight title. He would win the heavyweight title from Jack Dempsey and defend it twice before retiring. I think it was only twice. He beat Dempsey again, then he defended one more time, and he retired. That's the way I remember reading it. So let's go to the unofficial scorecard. And wow, this is the first time I've disagreed with the Title Bout boxing scorecard. They gave it to Frazier. I don't know how. I give that round to Tunney, round number 9. So I have it 7-2 in rounds. They have it 8-1 in rounds. And 10-point must system. Frazier 88, Tunney 81. Go to the Tunney corner, and they're very happy with what they saw, even though Tunney is, in their eyes, they might have it a little closer, but they must know he's behind. Again, Tunney, nothing out of the ordinary for abrasions or markings. Yes, he's marked up. It's a boxing match, but nothing of any concern. Again, they're rubbing the grease on his eyes, rubbing up his arms, giving him a sip of water. He spits it out into the bucket. Let's go to the Joe Frazier corner. The instructions they were given to Tunney is continue what you're doing. They know he's behind. And Tunney nearly put Frazier down again. Over to the Frazier corner, there is a lot of concern as that swelling, as Frazier took a lot of punishment in that round, early on mostly. That swelling went from 27% back up to 35%. Freddie Brown feverishly working on that swelling. Yank Durham telling Frazier to stay in close. And this is the first time they're telling Joe to stay in close, get your punches off, and tie up and try to rough him up on the inside. They think Frazier's the stronger man, though Tunney is no slouch with strength either. As we approach round number 10, this Yankee Stadium crowd is going crazy. Here's round 10. Both fighters get to the center of the ring at the equal time. Tunney lands a quick 1-2, moves laterally, darting in and out, trying to land more jabs. Frazier trying to dip underneath him. The swelling under Frazier's eye is definitely getting worse. I don't know if he's seeing those punches coming as well as he does. Tunney again slides back and forth and parries the Joe Frazier attack and lands a countering 1-2 to the rib cage and head. Tunney moving around the ring, ties up Frazier on the inside now. Again, he's looking to land big punches, but trying to do it strategically. Frazier coming forward, looking to bomb out Tunney as that eye is swelling up. Neither fighter landing anything here. Frazier pressing forward, pushing Tunney back into the neutral corner. Lets his hands go. Tunney dips underneath. Can he counter? No, yes he does with a thudding hook. Uppercut. Frazier is in trouble. Staggers backwards a bit. Now regains his feet. Tunney trying to push him away. But Frazier counters with a 1-2. And now Tunney is hurt. Both fighters staggered in this round. Tunney in the corner. Frazier trying to follow up. Now he ties up. The referee breaks. Under a minute to go here in round 10. Both fighters looking to load up here. Action towards the corner. Tunney lands a 1-2. Scoring blows. Frazier trying to regroup. Dips underneath. Tries to come up with a big left hook. Does not land because Tunney ties him up once again. 15 seconds to go in a very close round here. The fighters break. Frazier throws a big uppercut blocked by Tunney. The bell sounds. Not a lot of scoring blows. Punches were thrown. Tunney was able to parry most of them. Both fighters staggered each other in the Tunney corner. Back and forth they went. That was a close round. I give it to Gene Tunney. Let's go to the unofficial scorecard from Title Bout Boxing. And they give that to Tunney. So I have it 7-3 Frazier in rounds. They have it 8-2 for Frazier in rounds. 10-point must system. Frazier 97, Tunney 91. Go to the Gene Tunney corner. Still nothing out of the ordinary. Again, they're working on the normal, putting the grease on the face, rubbing up the arms, giving him the water, rubbing his legs up. He seems okay. I mean, he's tiring. He's still holding his hands low from those body shots. They like what they see. Again, they want Gene to be a little more active, but Gene has to be careful. The more active he is, the more openings Frazier has. Gene, a very tactical fighter, very much a boxer. Frazier's also very tactical, just much more of a pressure fighter. You're able to hit him just by his own style. Can't help it. We move to the Frazier corner. And the swelling continues to increase on that left eye. It's up to 38%. Again, Freddie Brown applying the pressure, trying to get that swelling down with that cold end swell. Yank Durham giving Frazier instructions. Again, Frazier has come out in those rounds, those last couple of rounds, trying to really take Tunney out. They're very concerned in the Frazier corner with that swelling on that left eye. Last minute instructions for both fighters. As Tunney's endurance and Frazier's endurance, with 5 rounds to go here, starting to slip. Tunney still carrying his hands low, and that swelling getting worse on Frazier's eye, as we know. We're going to come up here to round number 11. Can Gene Tunney continue the turnabout process? We shall see. Here's the bell for round 11. Tunney gets to the center of the ring quicker than Frazier. Frazier trying to dip underneath, trying to work that body. Tunney parries that headshot away and counters with a 1-2. Again, Tunney dipping and lands and comes up with his jabs. 2 quick jabs as he dipped down, caught Frazier coming up. Frazier backs up towards the ropes. Frazier not being able, and as I say that, Frazier comes off the ropes, lands a thudding left hook. Tunney has that vacant look in his eyes. Can Frazier follow up? 2 minutes to go here in the round. Frazier again lands some thudding blows to the head and body. Tunney backs up a bit, trying to move side to side. Tunney is fading. Frazier trying to rip that body and come up to the head. You can see Tunney is very tired. He's circling the ring. He's not throwing punches, but he's staying out of Frazier's range. Frazier trying to get that rhythm. The movement by Tunney has been able to keep Frazier out of a rhythm. Frazier leaps in and Tunney ties him up. Perez pries him apart. A minute to go. Tunney is very tired. He lands a 1-2. Nothing on those blows right now, though. Tunney trying to reach down. Frazier continues to press forward. Pins him back and lands thudding shots to the head and body. Tunney is very badly hurt in the corner. Frazier trying to follow up with under 30 seconds to go. Rips shots to the body and head. Tunney was hurt by that body punch. 20 seconds to go. And now Tunney has some severe swelling on the right eye. He grabs and holds on for dear life. Frazier pushes him away, trying to land some final blows here as the bell sounds in round 11. Joe Frazier battered Gene Tunney pillar to post. As they come out to get Tunney and bring him back to his corner. Frazier takes a deep breath and heads back to his corner, where Yank Durham and Freddie Brown meet him and bring him to the stool. Brown quickly works on that eye. Let's go to the title belt boxing scorecard. And unbelievably, the unofficial scoring from title belt boxing, they give that round to Tunney. I don't know how. I gave it to Frazier. So after 11, I have it 8-3. They also have it 8-3. We just came about it a different way. In 10-point must system, Joe Frazier 106, Gene Tunney 101. So Tunney trails by 5 in points. With 4 rounds to go, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We move to the Tunney corner on a lot of concern as Tunney is fading. He's taking tremendous body punches. And you can just see the boxing life coming out of him. And his eye is very badly swollen now. 33% his right eye as Frazier really unloaded. And both fighters are going to have trouble with their vision coming down the stretch here at Yankee Stadium. This tremendous heavyweight matchup between two legends. Now we move to the Joe Frazier corner. Let's check out his eye. Status quo for Frazier might have went slightly down, 34%, so Freddie Brown has been working feverishly on that swelling on that left eye. Yank Durham really thinks they can take Tunney out. We move out of the corner as they're getting last minute instructions. And Tunney is basically out of endurance, as you can see, so he's going to be fighting on heart and guile. Frazier still has some left in the tank, not much, but some. An opportunity here for Frazier to possibly stop Gene Tunney here in the later rounds as we come up on round 12. Both fighters with swelling. Tunney has a swelling on the right eye. He's carrying his arms low from those tremendous body work that Joe Frazier has done. Frazier has a swelling on his left eye. As we get ready for round 12, and here's the bell. Both fighters off their stool, though not as fast. Action takes place in the center of the ring. Frazier again trying to press forward, looking for the knockout. Tunney kind of needs the knockout himself, but he's more... And Frazier lands tremendous shots to the head and body. Tunney is very badly hurt, goes back to the ropes. Frazier trying to land the follow-up punches as Tunney is laboring, and Frazier rips shots to the body. Tunney nearly bent over. Frazier sensing the end, again pouring it on. Tunney didn't see that punch coming. Left hook landed cleanly. Another shot. Tunney is unable to parry the blows now. He's in the center of the ring. Not much movement by Gene. This fight could be coming to an end. Perez looking on. Big right hand misses. Tunney saw that one. He was able just to avoid it. But not avoid those blows to the head and body. Followed up left hook by Frazier. Frazier moving forward. There is blood. There is blood from the right eye now of Tunney. Frazier pouring it on. Tunney pawing at the eye. Perez looking on. Tunney has not landed anything of any significance. Big right hand parried away by Tunney. Frazier, a minute 15 to go here. Frazier has Tunney trapped in the corner. Dig shots to the body. Tunney is very badly hurt. Blood coming from his eye. And now he lands 2 flicking jabs with a minute to go. Frazier a bit winded. He's landed a lot of punches, thrown a lot of punches. But he lands again to the body and head. Tunney trapped on the ropes. They're screaming at Frazier. And down goes Tunney! A sizzling combination. Ending with a thudding left hook. Perez picks up the count at 3 from the timekeeper. Tunney towards on the ropes.
5.
Trying to reach for the ropes. Trying to get up. The count has now reached 6. I don't know if Gene Tunney's going to get up. It's at 7. 8. Tunney is still not on his knees. 9. He reaches again for the ropes. He is knocked out here in round 12. Joe Frazier wins this bout at Yankee Stadium with a 12th round KO as he blitzed Gene Tunney here in round 12. He came out for the knockout and he got it. As the doctor and Tunney's corner people come in to the ring to assist Gene, Tunney sitting up. They're bringing the stool in. Frazier celebrates with his corner, Yank Durham and Freddie Brown. The crowd is going crazy as Joe Frazier has knocked out Gene Tunney in round 12, and it was a very good bout. Everyone got their money's worth here. Let's go to the announcement. Here's Johnny Addy, with the microphone to tell the people what they've saw. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the victor by knockout at 2:34 of the 12th round, Joe Frazier." What an unbelievable fight. What an unbelievable fight. 3 knockdowns scored. Tunney scored the first knockdown of Frazier. And Frazier came back, knocked him down, then knocked him out in the 12th. Let's go to the punches here. The much more accurate puncher was Gene Tunney, but the bigger puncher was Joe Frazier. Tunney scored 1 knockdown. Frazier scored 2, including the knockout in round 12. You can see the jabs. Tunney landed 67 jabs. Frazier was active with his jab to try to cut the distance down. Not really known for the jab usually, but he did use the jab a lot to try 47 to try to work his way on the inside. And there's the big difference, the power punching, the hooks. That left hook was educated for Joe Frazier. His hooks landed 86 times to the head and body of Gene Tunney and just wore him out. And Tunney would eventually succumb in round 12 and be KO'd at the 2:34 mark. Combinations were close. I mean, Gene Tunney outlanded him slightly in combinations. Again, the uppercuts, the power punching, the hooks, and the uppercuts were in favor of Joe Frazier. And if he's going to land more uppercuts and hooks, he is the harder puncher. I know Gene Tunney had 48 knockouts, but again, most of those knockouts, folks, came when he was at light heavyweight. Gene Tunney, he never fought for the light heavyweight title, or he probably would have won. He would end up winning the heavyweight title, defeating the legendary Jack Dempsey. And speaking of Jack Dempsey, we're going to have another great fight coming up on the channel. Jack Dempsey versus Muhammad Ali. What I did was I took the Tunney Dempsey and the Ali Frazier, and that's how I did my matchup. So, punches missed. Again, Tunney, the much more accurate puncher. When he threw, he landed most of the time. Tunney missed 102. Joe Frazier, who was just unbelievable, he threw 787 punches. He missed 492, okay? But he landed 295. He outlanded Gene Tunney. Now, Tunney had a 71% accuracy, but he only landed 254. And he's not the harder puncher, even though he dropped Joe Frazier. So what a tremendous fight here. Frazier with the KO in 12. And let's just see how the official scoring had it. Let me go to options here. I'm going to show the scorecard. You're not going to be able to, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. You might be able to see the scorecards. So, Harold Lederman of all 3 judges from the U.S. Harold Lederman had it scored, wow, very close. 105-102 for Frazier going into the 12th round. Artie Idella had it 105-103 Frazier going into the 12th round. And I was more in tune with Frank Bernetti, where he had it 106-101, 5 points for Frazier. In the point scoring of title bout boxing, meaning each punch landed has an allotted point total, Joe Frazier was up by 10 points. He scored 316 points compared to Gene Tunney's 306. So once again, Tunney dropped Frazier in the 6th and tried to take him out, but he didn't. Again, Tunney not a big puncher at heavyweight. He could hurt you, but was not a big puncher. He did drop Jack Dempsey, I believe, in their first fight. And a very odd thing about those two fights with Gene Tunney and Jack Dempsey, those were 10-round championship fights, which were ridiculously short. Had those fights gone longer, you never know if Gene Tunney would have won the heavyweight title. But they were 10-round championship fights for some odd reason. Then Frazier came back in the 8th to deck Tunney and almost took him out. And 4 rounds later, he did take him out in the 12th at the 234 mark, knocking him out when he was near the ropes. So this is Al Red Sox fan saying, I hope you enjoyed this fight. I like to thank D. Scott Howard, as he says, never really in doubt except briefly. Yeah, it was a good fight. You are correct. You are correct, D. Scott Howard, if you're still there. It was a good action fight. I think the fans enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my sort of radio call of it. And let's go back to the fighters. And we'll update the records. Again, the real record, 65-1-1 with 48 knockouts for Gene Tunney. 32-4-1 with 27 knockouts for Joe Frazier. Now we're going to update it with our fantasy boxing match. So Gene Tunney will fall to 65 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 48 knockouts. Joe Frazier will improve to 33 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 28 knockouts. This is Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. It was a tremendous bout. As D. Scott Howard said, never really in doubt except for that moment when there were 2 moments when Gene Tunney dropped him. And then there was, let's go back to the rounds. Go back to the scorecard. Then Gene Tunney really hurt Frazier bad, and I want to say that was it in round 10? Let me just look here. Could have been either round 9 or 10. I have to go back. He hurt him again after the knockdown. Didn't drop him. But Frazier gets the victory. 12th round knockout at 234 mark. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, please hit the like button. If you want, subscribe if you haven't. Share. If you have subscribed, maybe someone else you know would like the channel. Alright, so take care, D. Scott Howard, and anyone else who watches now or at a later date. It's Al Red Sox fan signing off from Al Red Sox fan YouTube station. Joe Frazier knocks out Gene Tunney in the 12th. Be on the lookout for Dempsey Ali coming up. Health, happiness. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye, and God bless.